Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel where today I will be discussing, analyzing and sharing my thoughts on this pair USDZAR. Okay, the reason why I like this pair is mainly because of obviously price action and fundamentals. If you don't know what is happening in our country, which is South Africa, I am South African myself, is that we over the last 2 3 weeks we had a lot of things happening in our country. We had people protesting for our former president Jacob Zuma to be released from prison, and people were looting. They were breaking down the stores. Obviously, these things they do affect our country. They affect our economy. They affect the value of rent, and yeah, man. First of all, I want you guys to pay attention to price, right? I want you to pay attention to price. Okay, what we can see here is that the market has been in a bear market. The market has been in a bear trend since last year around April. This was the time when COVID hit. We can see market forming lower lows with with lower highs, lower lows with lower highs, lower lows and lower highs, right? So this is just a trademark for bear market, right? So another thing I want you to pay attention to is I'm going to break it down step by step for you guys. Is this phase right here, right? This trading range right here and this trading range right here. This is just one and the same thing, but what makes this trading range here different from this range is that we found that, or we see that after price broke out of this support, it came back for the retest. This was the first test, and on the second test, price do actually successful to print a bar that closed above the resistance, right? Broken support become resistance. But here we didn't see that, right? After price break out of this um, support here, it never came back for the retest simply because there were too many sellers willing to push the price lower, and there was a lot of bearish momentum behind the moves. Okay, so this is very interesting, right? This price coming back to retest this zone here and closing above this resistance here does actually change the structure of the market. And another thing I want you guys to pay attention to is the volume, right? I like volume. Let's go to 4 hours. What I want you to pay attention to is the amount of volume, the volume change, right? Since last year, since the beginning of this trend, right? What I want you to pay attention to is these things down here. This is the volume, right? What we see here, right? This is the volume. Hopefully you guys can see it, right? What we see here is that since last year, right, since the beginning of this bear market till now, what we see is that we have the highest volume recorded on this pair, the highest bullish volume recorded on this pair, right? This bar here, this spike in bullish volume right here, right? So obviously when we're in a buy market, we do not expect to see so much bullish volume stepping in the market, right? If things like this happen, we anticipate or we prepare ourselves for change in market dynamics. Okay, so that's number two. First of all, I said you should pay attention to this price breaking this strong level of resistance, right? It break and it close above it. Number two, we have increased in volume, right? This volume simply means that there were too many. The bullish volume simply means that there were too many shares traded around this area, right? In the last 2 3 weeks during the looting and all those things that were going on, uh, investors saw some opportunities, and as the chart revealed, you can see that there was a lot of bullish momentum in the market. Lots of shares were traded around that phase um, in the market. Okay, so another thing I want you to pay attention to is this, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just gonna draw it. Okay, that's good. Look at this trend line, the bearish trend line. It was in fact it's here, as you can see. Point, it found sellers there. Point, found sellers there. And then here, look what happened. It breaks above the trend line. right? Which is not what we want to see. If we are still in a bear market, what we want to see is for price to come here on this trend line, find sellers there, and keep trading down. But when this doesn't happen, it simply tells us that there is change in market dynamics. When we see a lot of bullish volume in the market in a downtrend like this, it tells us that we have change in market dynamics. When we see a price breaking this resistance, closing above this resistance zone, it tells us that we have change in market dynamics. So my bias to this pair is over the next 2 3 weeks. I am expecting to see um, prices to start trading higher, right? My bias to this pair is I'm expecting to see price to do something like, obviously this is just a visual guide. Price may not shoot straight up like this. This is just for you guys to sort of see what I'm trying to say, okay? So I do expect for price, I expect price to start trading higher over the next couple of weeks. You know, right now $1 is equivalent to 14 rand. I expect this to rise over the next 2 3 4 weeks. I expect the value of rand to rise, right? But if this does not happen, right? Let's say this does not happen. If price does not, do this, what we expect to see is, or what we may see is something like this. Or let's say we see this price break this structure, come back for the retest, and then do that, then we can assume that the market is still in a bear trend, right? So what we assume is that this, what we see here, the break of this structure, the break of this trend line, the break of this resistance was actually a false breakout, and the market is still trading down, right? That's what we can expect. But my bias, obviously, as I already said, is for price to start trading higher. Remember, guys, this is not a financial advice. This is just me sharing my thoughts and my analysis. You should take it with a grain of thought, with a grain of salt, and you must do your own analysis before executing trades. And yeah, man, if you like the content, if you find value in these videos, please don't forget to smash the like button, drop a comment below, and I will be posting an upload or an update on this pair this coming week. Till next time, take care, man.